Hey guys, it's Queen Elsetteru, and welcome to another exciting edition of Ask an Aquarius. Today I'm going to do a product review of the Soul Cards 2. I'm doing Soul Cards 2 because Soul Cards 2 is my favorite of the two. There's two of them. There's Soul Cards 1 and there's Soul Cards 2. Soul Cards 2 is my favorite. Now, a lot of people I know who've been watching the channel, this is your first opportunity to get a look at some of these cards. So this deck is an old deck, but I use it like all the time. It's a very useful deck, especially if you don't know how to read cards. That's what I love about this deck. What do you see? All right, Soul Cards 2. First and foremost, you have the guidebook. It's a very small guidebook. Is very thin. And the reason for that is that these cards have absolutely no interpretations. None. There is no right or wrong way to look at these cards. And when you open this up, all you really get is some ideas on how to use them. How to do an instant reading, how to prepare them, things along those lines, how to select the cards. And basically what you do is you intuitively pick them. Think of an issue, pick a card, describe what you see. You can also use them in like group settings, therapy settings, and they go on to explain all of that, how you can journal with them, put them on your altar, use them in your support groups. There's a lot of different ways of using these cards, but for the most part, you're going to be using these cards in a manner that is intuitive. So for a person who has abilities such as maybe empathy or clairvoyance or something like that, and they also have spreads in here, as you can see, these cards will be very beneficial in those ways. All right, now let me show you the cards. I believe it's 60 cards, and I'm going to show them to you one by one, okay? They're not in any particular order. Like I said before, there is no interpretation to these cards. This is the first one I pulled. This card always reminds me of the Moon card from Tarot. A lot of these cards remind me of Tarot cards. So as I'm going through them, it's one of the things that comes to my mind. And as you can see, there's no words on these. There's no interpretation to these, nothing. You look at it and think of what is it saying to you. That's why these are really great for beginners, because you can shuffle these cards and meditate on them. You can, shuffle them and like maybe pull one card. I don't know what direction this one goes in. You can maybe pull one card and meditate on it, or, do an instant reading based on what it feels like to you. Like, for instance, this one here, to me, is some kind of heavenly being offering you blessings and assistance. And it could be other things. Like every time you look at the card, you could see something totally different. But that's what I see when I look at that one right at this moment. And it looks like look at the colors. Look what's going on in the crown chakra. Like maybe it's opening. Maybe this is all darkness that's falling away as the crown chakra opens. To me, this is love. Could be self-love. Maybe you're falling in love with yourself, or maybe you need to give yourself more self-love. That comes up a lot in a lot of people's cards. This one looks to me like he's working on his heart chakra, opening it up, healing the heart chakra. I see the white light by the third eye. So maybe this person is becoming more spiritually aware and healing themselves, healing their heart. I don't know about this one. Today, this one doesn't really say very much to me. But it could be about the different personalities inside of one person. Some people say that we wear many different masks. Maybe this person is dealing with those masks. She seems to be hiding. She seems to be hiding behind a wall or something. So to me, it's like, is she emerging from behind the wall, or is she going deeper behind the wall, depending upon what's happening on that day? Could this be self-reflection? Could this person be looking at themselves or another being? As you can see, I really love the colors. I love these colors and images. Now, this one here, I remember one time I got this card in a reading. I was doing a reading for a girl, and I got this card for her. And I said, out of nowhere, did you used to cut yourself? And she started to scream. She's like, oh my God, how did you know that? And I saw it in this card, the cuts. I was like, you cut yourself. And it affected you psychologically, which was why she did it in the first place. She was having some psychological issues, and she started to cut herself, her arms. So it could be a number of things, but that's one thing I saw in that. Now, in this one, an eye is missing. What are you refusing to see? Is your anger, this looks like anger to me. Is your anger blinding you? I like this one. This one looks cool, like daydreaming. But look at the crown chakra, so illuminated, so free. Could it be telling you to free your mind? So anybody who gets these, like I said, you don't have to know how to read. You just look at these and figure out what is, what energy are you getting from it. And sometimes these would be hard. Some people hate these cards. I know readers who don't like these cards because they can't figure out, without interpretations, they're kind of stuck. For me, I love them. To me, this is all about Goddess and blessings from the divine. I think this is me. This is Goddess. Okay. This is my favorite one. My favorite card. To me, this is all about music, meditation, chanting, vibration, Reiki, using those mediums to help raise your vibration. I love that card. This person is clearly in some kind of agony. But it feels to me like it's an internal conflict because the external is beautiful. The external is, the rainbow and all this water and healing, but the person doesn't even see it. I feel like they're having depression or anxiety or some kind of internal issue that's really causing them to be separated. This reminds me of the death card. I always interpret the death card. Depends, but transformation a lot of the times. Or maybe somebody is dying even. You never know. This to me says to embrace your shadow. Look at your shadow. Deal with your shadow. Crown chakra. Now that's a serious crown chakra. Her crown chakra is wide open. She is probably drawing spirits and all kind of stuff with that crown chakra. She is probably very connected to the divine. Another one, another spirit. This reminds me of an ancestor. Let me fix this so you can see it good. It reminds me of like an ancestor who's come forward to help. Maybe you've called upon them. Maybe you've asked for assistance. And maybe one of them is coming forward to help you and letting you know they're there. This is interesting to me. Look at this. Look at the flame in her hand. What is that flame? Is it the arrows of the flame of love? Is it an eternal flame? This is cool. Look at how the heart chakra has growth. So it seems to me like this person is working on their blues. They're working on their heart and they're getting better and it's growing. It's flourishing. This is a witch. If somebody gets that card, that is somebody who is a priestess, a witch, a shaman, something like that. That card tells me that this person is very talented in that kind of way. Maybe talented in herbs and oils. You know, that kind of spirit. Okay. We got some more. This I thought was interesting because there seems to be a being under the boat, like Yemaya, maybe, under the boat. And she seems to be throwing blessings into the boat. So maybe this person is up Shit's Creek without a paddle, so to speak. And maybe Goddess is helping. I don't know. This reminds me of the World card in Tarot. All these divine beings around the world, trying to help the world, trying to heal the world, encouraging the world, sending light to the world. This one, I don't know. I see a piece in it, but I see some red there. It looks like maybe a little demon on your shoulder, like somebody encouraging you to get in trouble, maybe. I don't know about that one. Ah, the palm chakras. Maybe this person is opening up to their healing abilities because it's the palm and the crown. And that's what the palm and the crown say to me, opening up to healing abilities. Maybe meditation. This person seems to be trying to come out of something. Like they're entangled with something and they're trying to get out of it. Maybe a bad marriage, a bad situation, a job they hate. You know, they're trying to escape it. I like that. Look at that. There's an eye coming out of his mouth or coming towards his mouth, depending upon how you look at it. Reminds me of enlightenment. Enlightenment and speaking what you see. Speaking the truth of your wisdom, your vision. This one always represents growth. Look at that dove, the peace that comes from growth. I like that a lot. Reminds me of, you know how you go to the psychiatrist? Not that I've been to one yet. But they give you an ink blot test, right? And you have to tell them what you see in the ink blot. This is what this reminds me of. I think everybody's going to see something different. And I think you're going to see what's inside of you. That's why I think these are cool. Because if you're somebody who's good with self-reflection, if you're good with introspection, seeing inside of yourself won't be that difficult. Oh, look at that. I like that a lot. Gives me a meditative vibe. Strong meditative vibe in this one. Crown open, hands open. Beautiful. I love the, oh, look at that. That's love. That's love all day. Falling in love, finding a soulmate or a life partner, depending upon how you look at it. That's gorgeous. This one always looked like a holy man to me, like the Hierophant coming to show you the way. Another person reminds me of the Four Cups, all in their feelings. Doesn't even see the beauty around them because this being is so into their feelings. Ah, sparks of the divine. Sparks of inspiration even. I love his beard. I love that. So he's got the flame. Oh, wow. Look at that, guys. Looking at your mirror image. I like that. Ah, someone who's pregnant. Maybe you're pregnant with ideas. Look at that. Look at that crown chakra. You're in tune with the divine, and they're showing you which way to go. This says enlightenment to me. Again, crown chakra lit up. And the snake represents enlightenment for me. It also represents the mastery of magic. I have a snake tattooed on my thigh. Whew. This is like screaming. Like, what's going on here? Somebody is in agony. They're screaming. There's something beautiful inside of them now that is screaming to get out. When I see this one, I think that the person who gets this card needs to go to nature. They need to go out and commune with nature. They need to sit by hug the trees, be with the water. They need to go be with nature. This person needs to laugh more. Do some laughter therapy. Be in joy. Feel joy. Open up to joy. I got this one from me the other day, and it told me I was protected. My mother had me. God has got me. I felt so happy when I saw that. Somebody's weaving something. The rainbow. A lot of rainbows in this deck. A lot of beautiful rainbows. This person is growing. They're growing from the inside. I would say they're spiritually growing. I don't know what this person is doing. They look like they're chilling to me. The yellow on one side, the blue on the other side. They look like they're chilling. I saw this one just the other day too. Look at this thing in his hand. Like a snake. Like they're taming something. I love that. Isn't that gorgeous? Could be God is sending you blessings. Could be learning mastery over your own magic. Somebody who's learning candle magic or some kind of magic. This person looks like their kundalini has burst through. Look at that. Maybe someone who's losing their head. They feel like they're losing their mind. Look at all that red. Red by the heart chakra, red by the solar plexus, and red by the third eye. Could be passion. Something that's leading them forward. Becoming unwind. There's a song by Cyndi Lauper where she said, and the second hand unwinds. Maybe this person is unwinding. Maybe they have been bound in some kind of way. This reminds me of the depictions of Christ. All that yellow around it, all that white. So like I said before, oof, another screaming person. But no beauty inside this time, just screaming, maybe agony. I like these a lot. Like I said, I like, look at that. Could be somebody with a very domineering mother or wife. So I like these a lot. They're great for your spiritual practices. There are no right and wrong answers to them. And basically anybody can use these. Anybody can work with these for journaling, for meditation, support groups, discussion. They have a lot of different possibilities. I love the colors in this one. A lot of different possibilities. I use them for divination. I pull 3 for myself and I decide what is it trying to tell me. Look at that one. So that's all of them, guys. That's the entire deck. So I definitely recommend these. I highly recommend them. I use them very often. And my clients like them a lot. So if you are a reader and you don't have this deck, it's a great one for your collection if you're a collector. If you are a person who's never used the deck before, it's great for you to start to open up your third eye and your intuitive senses. And yeah, if you're not brand new, if you're a seasoned reader and you read for yourself or others, you get a lot out of this deck. So check it out and let me know what you think. I'm going to put a link to it on Amazon so anybody who's interested can get it. I'll also put a link to Soul Cards 1 for people who want both of them. Soul Cards 1 is just like Soul Cards 2, except for their different images. And some people put both decks together and use them together, and some people use them apart. See you later.